Hey y'all, it's Leanne from Small Town Stitches, and I'm back to film my July update. Today is August 1st. It's like 7:45 in the morning, and we're gonna do this. I figured now may be the best time because my daughter's eating breakfast, my husband's still sleeping, so hopefully we'll have less interruptions. How is everybody doing? Welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm so glad to have you, and I'm so glad that everyone who is returning is back too. It makes my day to see your guys' comments, to interact with you guys, so thank you. So let's talk some July. So July was our anniversary month. We've been together for 11 years, but we've been married for 4. That was like the positive thing in July. My anxiety in July was up here. So let's talk. How is everybody else doing? Seriously, like mental health wise, how is everybody else doing? Because I can't be the only one struggling with anxiety like this. Thinking about school for my daughter, so she's supposed to be starting kindergarten, and I work full-time, so I don't have the option to stay home and to teach her. My mom is supposed to be going back to work. If school's closed down again, then she won't be because she works for the schools. My mother-in-law has already said like she's not helping with homeschooling, so it's been stressful. I was talking to one of our social workers at work, and I was telling her like all my fears, like, and even my daughter's going back and forth. She wants to go to school, and then she's absolutely adamant she's not going, and part of that's probably separation anxiety because this is the first time she'll have to, but like she even said as a social worker, she's worried about like these kids' mental health, you know, when all this comes out. So trying to do the right decision for her, and push her to be a better person, but not push her to the point where she's gonna hate school and have, you know, problems. But husband's work has been a lot slower in July. He went from working like 3 to 4 days a week to like 1 day a week. So we're not really sure what that is, and there's been some issues that they've been trying to resolve. So there's that, and my sister-in-law got married 2 days after my wedding anniversary, which is usually when we like to go up north. We'll go on vacation and celebrate our anniversary. We weren't able to do that because our daughter was their little flower girl in their wedding, and but yeah, so I've been really anxious. You'll be able to tell that in my haul. I'm usually a person that doesn't buy a ton, and I feel like that went to the wayside this month. But let's talk some whips, shall we? So my July plan, I had no finishes, shocker, because most of my pieces are larger and finishes are hard for me to get. But I had 2 new starts. So I've said this a million times, I usually follow Jen Lee from Quirks and Stitches Across Stitch from her group 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. On Facebook, you can actually buy the planner, or she will still give you them all for free, and she'll post them like a day or 2 before the month starts. So I did that. I keep track of my stitches. Each month I've been doing 1,200 per project. Usually I can take a project to work. That may possibly change. We'll have to see how this goes because we're getting a manager. She was going to be in my office for a while. Now she's supposed to have her own, thank the Lord. But we'll see. that can either go in a two way. She can fit in great with the team, or she can make everyone's life a living hell. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm really hoping for the first. That should just fits in. So the acrostic for July was 13 letters. It was digital analog. I actually stitched all 31 days in July. I keep track of them on the back on a calendar and write the project and what project it is, how many stitches each day it got. So my monthly stitch count this month was 17,926 and 13 different projects. So let's start. The first one was Crossword by Long Dog Sampler. I'll insert a picture of where this was last time right here. This is what this one will look like finished. This piece, I ended up needing more Otter Creek by Gentle Arts. Guess what you can't find right now? I had been to so many different websites. Nothing. Thanks to Julie, Kansas City girl in our Colorado world, she went on vacation. She stopped and she found 4 skeins and she's sending them to me, which is, like, I keep telling her it's a lifesaver because, like, I'm on my last one right now and I'm not done with the project. So, but this is where I'm at on Crossword now. Yay! I am, so down here, let me see if I can do this with one hand. I'm not gonna be able to hold this, but this is the bottom of the piece. This is all that's left where my needle minder is on page 4, and then I'm moving on to page 5. So I'll close up and let you see what I did. I'm loving this. I can't wait for this to be finished. But such a great piece. The variegation that it gives is subtle, but it's so good. So, so good. I ended up getting 1,210 stitches on that this month, and I'm very happy with my progress on it. Very, very happy. All right, next was my first new start, and it's another full coverage. So I'll insert a picture of where this is right now. This is Mini Lakeside by Donna Gelsinger by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I started this with Rebuilding Rosie with Susanna. It was supposed to be a birthday start for her, but my fabric wasn't in time, and some of my floss, and then her fabric wasn't in on time. And then we both just decided to start it on July 1st, which was just a late birthday start for her. She started her first full coverage piece. You'll have to check her channel out to see which one that was. But I decided to start one with her. And I started this one. I got 1,287 stitches, and it looks like a whole lot of nothing. And this is what it looks like. Whole lot of nothing, but you can see close up that there are some variegations, but this is the top left corner where it's just the sky in the background, so a whole lot of nothing. So, but I am obsessed with full coverages. Pattern Keeper is a complete game changer. Once I got Pattern Keeper, for me, it was night and day. So I was originally going to do the full size version of this, and then I was like, I don't have the space for that, so I opted for the mini. I'm going to insert a picture of how much fabric originally it was, and then you can see the piece I cut out for the mini. Like, holy crap. Well, I'll take the mini. I was talking to Michelle, Benny Stitchy, and we were talking about, I was like, I love them, but they're just too big. They're too, like, especially for all the projects that you want to put in your house, they're just too big. All right. Next we had Mini Hometown Hero Firefighter by Hayde. This is a surprise piece for my husband. I'm gonna insert a picture of what this is supposed to look like when it's done. This piece for me got 1,271 stitches. I'm gonna insert a picture of where I was last time. As you remember, I think it was in my last video, I was like crying because I was doing all these light colored stitches on coffee dyed fabric. But you guys, this is what it looks like now. It's so good. So good. So you can see the side of the American flag in the corner, and all those stitches that were so hard is turning into be the newspaper that sits on the mantle. Like, I'm stoked. So this is what that one looks like up close. It's so good. I love this piece. I can't wait. And this is a mini, so they still have quite a lot of detail. Of course, it's not as much as if you would buy the full piece. You do lose a little bit of it because they're shrinking it down. But it's still phenomenal, and I'm so excited. I started this when I first started Flosstube 5 years ago. I never got through page 1 ever before I gave up on it. And now I'm halfway done with page 3. This will be getting done. It will be getting done for my husband. He still has no idea about it. And I'm stoked. So, my daughter still tries to tell him about it literally every time I work on it. Kids. Alright. Next, I worked on the Lord's Prayer by Design Works. This actually I slotted for 2 different spots this month because it is supposed to be done for my parents by Christmas. Oops, sorry. Looks like this. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm going to insert a picture of where this was last time you guys saw it here. I got a lot of work done on this piece this month because, like I said, I slotted it for 2 different things. So the Lord's Prayer actually got 2,504 stitches done on it. And this is where it is now. So I only have, let me see. I know I just put it down, you can't see. So I am finishing the last line of the prayer down here. So I just have to do the beginning of the sentence, amen, and then these motifs and this piece for my parents is done. And I really like my color conversion and the way it's turning out, and I'll have to frame it up. So I'm very, very pleased with this piece and my progress for this month. Because their letters, they do, even though they're more block style, they stitch up kind of quickly, but yeah. I purposely slotted that for 2 spots to try and get it done, to make sure it was going to be done and I had time to frame it and all that stuff before Christmas. So next was my other full coverage. This is Halloween Night by Tilton Crafts. I'm going to insert a full picture of what this is supposed to look like when it's done, and then I'll show you where I was last time. This is my I have 3 full coverages going on right now. I'm putting them away, as you can see. But I am very pleased with this piece and where I got to this month. So this piece got 1,517 stitches, and I was pushing because I have another page finish. Da, 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 da. This is where it's at now. You can really see that tree pop. So there's only, sorry guys, there's only one more piece, one more page down here, and I think it's like an extra row for like what would have been the start of the 4th page. So But down here, even though it's still all darks, it's a dark piece, it's Halloween night, I think you can start to see some of like the pumpkins and stuff pop in. So I think I may just work down and then keep going across because I want to see. I don't know, but that's where this is at. The detail in these just amazes me because you can look at them like up close while you're working on them and you can see the stuff emerging, but like when you step back and take a picture of it or hold it up like this and show you guys, like that's when you can see it like crazy. That's why they always tell people to like step away from their project and look at it from like 3 feet away, because that's how most people will be looking at it, and that's when you can actually see the full effect of the piece. So that was my 3rd full coverage. I have 3 full coverages going on right now. And I have another that I want to start. I actually somehow managed to not participate in the Haid sale. Don't ask me how. I was just like, there's no way. You need to buy something because you're just going to want to kit it up and you don't need to have 1,700 full coverages going on right now. Although Sarah Stitch and Mommy does that, and I don't know how she doesn't get overwhelmed. I think she has like 20 or 21 full coverages going on right now. But I can't also start something and not actually work on it. But that's just me. Next is a Christmas Quaker by Bygone Stitches, which is this piece. As I've said before, the random letters, that's Noel. So the random letters and numbers and stuff, I've taken it and recharted it differently to fit my family. I'm gonna insert a picture of where this was last time. And I ended up putting 1,505 stitches on this piece this month. And I have started page 2. And this is where we're at. I love this piece. I love the brown floss dying for cross stitch. The brown's a dying for cross stitch. The red is a Victorian motto. And I'm getting ready, I think maybe next time, to start, I think it's the angel. Yeah, it's the angel, which is going to be the gold, and that's going to be in color, a color in cotton. So I really, really like this piece. Very happy with my progress. I like giving myself the 1,500 goal in stitching because I feel like you can actually see a lot of like progress. My hair is driving me crazy. I usually wear my hair up, so I'm messing with it. All right. Next was the Linen and Threads 2020 sampler. I ended up getting a lot of stitches on this. So my 2017 sampler and my 2020 sampler I saved till last. So I took the 2020 to work and I worked on the 2017 at home. And that was pretty much what I worked on from the 2020 I took to work starting on Monday, so I took all 5 days, and then the 2017 I started on Tuesday and finished it last night, so that's why you'll see as much progress on these as I did. I'm going to insert a picture of where the 2020 sampler was the last time you guys saw it here. Actually, this is more, I think, than you guys last saw it because I had filled in the block with my initials after the floss tube. But this is where I ended June with. And I got a lot done on this piece this month. Here is this piece now. So July's block is complete, which is this motif and this motif right here with the bird. And then I worked a lot more on this April block right here. So I'm gonna bring it in a little bit. So all I have left to do in the April block is to match this over here and to do the upper piece. April's block was very, very, very big. But this is where this piece is now. And I am very pleased with how it's coming out. This is stitched on an 18 count rust colored fabric from not Dying for Cross Stitch, to Dye For Fabrics. And it's just DMC 3823. I just realized I have not been telling you guys fabrics. So Crossword is stitched on an unnamed Color and Cotton. It was a monthly thing, and this is before she used to name her monthly fabrics. Lakeside is stitched on a 20 count. My Firefighter Hate is stitched on an 18 count. The Lord's Prayer, again, it's the same thing. It was an unnamed by Color and Cotton because that's before she used to name them when you were in her clubs. Halloween Night is a 20 count. A Christmas Quaker is an 18 count. Heartland by Picture This Plus. And then we're caught up. Can you tell that I'm a little... I swear every time I do this video, it's like a new video all over again. Like it's my first time. Because I only do them monthly. Next is my Frozen piece by Donut Stitch, which is gonna look like this when it's done. I'm gonna insert a picture of where this was when you guys last saw it last month. Frozen ended up getting 1,344 stitches on it this month. And I'm very excited where this piece got because I have another page finish. So I only have one more page on the middle row, or 2 middle rows or whatever it was, and then the bottom. But the bottom are not, they're not technically full pages even though they're full coverage. I'll explain that in a minute, but this is where it is now. It looks so, so good. I'm so stoked with this piece. So it doesn't look like a whole lot of difference from the last picture, but believe me, there was a lot because I filled this one in, and then the whole rest, this is actually stitched. The whole rest of it was all white that I had to do. And stitching white on white is, so this is just an 18 count white fabric. My fault, I started it down so far because that's all I have left. And they're partials, thankfully, down here. So this is kind of what this is gonna look like on this side. But I'll start next and we'll keep going. I'm really excited. My daughter's really excited. She wants me to start the next one right now and be done with this one. She's not very patient. She wants that to be the only project I'm working on. All right. Next is my 2017 Linen and Thread sampler. This piece got 1,685 stitches. So this is where this piece was last time. This is stitched on an 18 count vintage country mocha with galactic floss by Color and Cotton. And I have gotten a ton done. Julie, Kansas City girl in Colorado world, are you watching? Okay, you ready? I'm stoked. So I finished February's block and I am working on March's. This is about so it's broken in thirds of how it works. So the 2/3 of it, the top line is done, and this is about 1/3 of March's block. So it's turning out so, so good. I love this. So I have cut out a lot of this piece. Let me grab my plans. So I'll insert a picture of what I'm cutting out right here. I am cutting out, so I won't be doing April's block. I'll only be doing half of May's. I'm cutting out June, July, October, and December. So I'm cutting out 5.5 months basically out of this whole piece. So technically, if I'm cutting out 5.5 months, means I only have to stitch 6.5, and I've gotten like almost 2.5 done. It's not still gonna be finished this year. Like I said last time, the 2020 sampler, August, is actually available today to download. It's all on linenandthreads.com. They're free downloads. You can find 2017, I think 2018, 19, and then the 20 as well online. Okay. 3 more projects. Next was Monster March by Glendon and Place. This piece got 1,219 stitches. I am doing the darker of the versions, which looks like this down here. And I'm gonna insert a picture of where this was last time. This is stitched on an 18 count to dye 4 fabrics. It's not named. I think it was like gray tan 2 or gray tan or something like that. And this is where this piece is now. It looks so good. So I did the ghost and the little mouse. And I think I finished the top of the word do. So I am officially, by looking at this, there's 4 people done, and Let's All Do is done. There are a total of 8. So I've gotten 4 of the monsters done out of this piece. So I am officially, word-wise, I'm not halfway done, but people-wise, monster-wise, I'm halfway done. And we're gonna get interrupted because apparently she needs something. All right, sorry. Mama, being a mama called. All right, so next, moving on, we had my ink circles piece. This ended up getting 1,274 stitches. This is the one I'm working on. I'm gonna insert a picture of where it was last time for you. This is on an 18 count ice dyed to dye 4 fabrics. Again, most of mine don't seem to be named. And it's being stitched with DMC 550. And here it is now. So I have gotten down on this is the end of the piece down here. So, and I think this is I wanna say this is the edge of the page, but I'm not positive. But I really like the way this works. I'm very excited about this. So I can't wait to have this finished. This will definitely be in the craft room when it's done because it doesn't really fit anything in my house, but I really like it. So, and last, we have another new start. Oh, they all don't want to fit in the same thing. I don't think I have the mock-up in here. I don't. So I'm gonna insert a picture. This is from Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. And I have finished 1 page and started the second. This actually got just 1,201 stitches. I started this on our anniversary, and this is where it's at. I love it. So here it is up close. You can see the 2 different yellows. It's on an 18 gray opalescent from Dying for Cross Stitch. Again, it wasn't named. I like this. I can't wait to have this be done, but I'm using 2 different ones. I'm using a color and cotton, and I'm using a Victorian motto. I didn't end up doing the called for or the etoile like I said I was going to do, but here's my colors that I'm using. So the darker banana, here's my colors. Actually, I'll show you. So I really like them. I think they're turning out fantastic, and I can't wait to work on this more. I am excited about the fact that it is something smaller, and I'm already like over a quarter of the way done because I never get to say that ever. So yeah, over just almost 18,000 stitches this month, so that's super exciting for me. So let's talk, should we talk haul? We'll talk haul and then we'll talk plans. How about that? Because I got a lot of it. Okay, let's do this. First we'll do a Stitchy gift. we'll do that first. So Susanna from Rebuilding Rosie gifted me some things. First were these, I don't even know if I can show that, these totes that she had. There was 3 of them. One of them I put my daughter's like art stuff in. She wants to keep in the family room so it's not strewn all over the place. But then she also gifted me some other things. So one of them was a pattern that I've had on my wish list on 123 Stitch forever, which is this. And it is the Sing a Sampler series by Silver Creek Samplers from The Sound of Music. Now, here's where I'm struggling. My gosh, 1 with words apparently. But 2, Sound of Music was my mom's favorite movie. Anytime it used to come on TV, she used to make all of us watch it. So I'm like struggling with wanting to do this for myself for the craft room and also wanting to do it for my mom to put in her craft area, because my mom is a big crafter as well. So I don't know, maybe this will have to get stitched twice, 1 for me, 1 for my mom. We'll have to see. But so I have that. And then she stopped at Michael's and got a couple of flosses for me. I needed some more 3750 for my Halloween piece, my Halloween night, because I didn't have any. And then she got me 3 other flosses that I needed for a certain project that you'll find out in a minute. And then she had some random stash she sent on with me. This is a 22 count Hardinger. I've never stitched on Hardinger before, but it doesn't look that much different than 20 count really. So what size is this piece? A 15 by 18. So on 22 count, that's a good size, whether you want to use it cream or you want to do something else with it. She gave me 3 different hoops, a 10-inch, which is, this is what I stitch my full coverages on. I use 10-inch hoops. So she gave me a 6-inch, but that's already with a project, and then she gave me a 4-inch. So my 2 size preferred hoops, honestly, are a 10-inch or a 6-inch. Those are my 2 preferred sizes. So it's nice to have more of them. And then she gave me a couple odds and ends. So I have a small piece of, I think this is 18 count. Yep, that's 18 count. It's just a red Ada. And actually I have another small one and then a green one. Do I know what I'm gonna stitch on them? Nope, sure don't. But I will add them to the stash pile. So thank you, Susanna. That was very sweet of you. All right. That was my Stitchy kindness gift. Sitting on this floor is really hurting me. So let's talk. One, you already can see I changed my floss storage system. I did the same thing kind of that Nell from Little Yellow House Crafts does. I've been wanting to do this actually for a while, but it just never took the splurge. She uses snapware containers. These are like snapware containers, but they are from Sterilite, and I found them at, I didn't take any of the stickers off, but I found them at Target. I just ordered mine online, and they still pop off and stack. So I really like that. I can go in more in detail if someone wants me to, but I like that I can just kind of carry them and kit them up wherever. Okay, so that was one of them. The other is over here, which you can kind of see, and they are these crates. I have 3 stacked on top of each other. The first 2 are whips, and then the bottom one is kitted up things that I haven't started yet. And then I have a new pattern organization. Like I said, if you guys want to see a video about those, just let me know and I will film one for you. my storage system. So let's talk some dyeing for cross stitch. I have 2 different orders because one of them came at the end of, after I filmed last time. We'll start with that, which is my June stuff. And that is right here. I had just done, I didn't do the fabric of the month for June. I don't even remember what the fabric of the month is, but I just didn't want it. I got 2 50-yard skeins of Poe, which is this beautiful variegated gray, because I love gray. It's my favorite. So I got those. I got 2 of blue Nutcracker, which I have nicknamed Michigan. She did not. I call it Michigan because it's U of M colors. I wish I would have got more, a bigger thing of this, honestly. But I got 20 yards, 10 yards, 20 yards, whatever. I got some. I got 2 small things of Fairy, which is a beautiful variegated bluish, light blue, purple color. There you go. And then my last one I got last for June's was called Iris. How amazing would that be on a Halloween project? I'm thinking yes. I just gotta find out what it's gonna be. So that was June's. Now we'll talk July. So I'll show you the floss first. I only got 2 different colors this month. The first is Vintage Boho, which looks like this. And the last was Cranberries, and I think this is so pretty. And then I did do the fabric of the month from them. So hers is weird. It's not, she does the fabric of the month, but you just go on her website where she also has the re-dyes, and you just say, yes, and let's pick your size and all that stuff on there if you want it. It's not like a standard, she bills you every month and you get what you get. The last 2 months, I think one was a yellow, I skipped that month. One was a green, I skipped that month. But this one, this is not a color I normally stitch in, but I had to have it. That is true to color. It's this very beautiful, like magenta, dark magenta color. What am I gonna stitch on it? I don't know. I think something white would be really cool on this. Really pretty on this, and I get a fat quarter. So, gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, that's my dyeing for cross stitch haul. Next, we're gonna talk, so I joined Fortnite Fabrics in June for their fabric of the month, and I got June's, I got July's, and I disenrolled already. Nothing against them, they have beautiful fabrics, but this is 500% Julie's fault from Kansas City Girl in the Colorado World. She already knows, I already told her. So June's was an 18 count of Verdigris Agaric. I don't really know if that's how you say it. And this was June's fabric. Really pretty. So that was June's fabric. And then I have, I'm sorry, you're gonna hear creak. Oh, never mind. I didn't put it in as well as it should have been. This is July's. Again, it's an 18. It's called Fairy Ring. And that's what this one looks like. It doesn't really look like much on here. It's kind of getting washed out, but it honestly looks like a really muted version of this, to be honest. So after it came through, like this one being the lighter one is a sampler one, like a sampler fabric to me. So after that came through, I was sitting here thinking, I was watching Julie's video, and I was like, I really like these, but sometimes this variegation is just too strong because they're so large. So I was like sitting here toying with this idea and I'm like, So I emailed the lady and I was like, do you have room in your fabric club? And she told me yes. So I joined the Victorian Motto Fabric of the Month, the neutral fabric of the month. And I'm really excited because I just feel like there's not variegation, there's modeling, but it's not like excessive. And then if I want something crazy, then I'll just buy it. Like if I want a really dark fabric or a really pink off the wall fabric, I'll just buy it. But for the most part, I do tend to stitch on neutrals. So that tends to be what I'm gonna do for my fabric of the month because that's where I'm gonna build my stash primarily from. All right, so then I have my color of the month stuff, which I was doing from Trish from Threads Entwined. I also disenrolled from that. Nothing against Trisha because I still have stuff through her. I was just trying to, after doing this, I was just trying to cut back on my flosses for a little bit. Who knows, maybe I'll be back, but for right now I just had to step back a little bit on my monthly clubs. So I'll still have my monthly fabric from Victorian Motto. I'll still have my color and cotton. And then I'll still have, if I do Dying for Cross Stitch or not, but that's up in the air. It's considered a club of the month, but I don't always do it. Long spiel for nothing. So we got the rest of our pinks that were missing. This was because of the pandemic and the floss shortage. So we got the rest of our pinks from, I don't even know why. But this was Hibiscus by Weeks. Sweet Petunia by Gentle Arts. Victorian Pink by Gentle Arts. And Vintage Lace by Gentle Arts. So those were our pinks. And then I got June's because we didn't get billed for July's. Yes. Then I got June's, and then I was talking to Susanna Rebuilding Rosie, and we were both like, man, like June's makes me want to like, did I make the right decision in canceling this club? Financially, yes, I did. But after seeing this, I was like, this is my favorite one so far. Look at these reds. Like, oh, they're phenomenal. Like, Trish, you did an amazing job picking the reds. So we have Ladybug by Weeks, which is this strong variegated one. We have Lancaster Red, which is more of like a, reminds me of like a reddish maroon. We have Turkish Red, which everybody knows that one. Bing Cherry, which is a very dark, it almost airs on the side of purple, almost. We have Ribbon Red. We have Ruby Slippers. We have Cherry Bark. Country Redwood. And Geranium. And like I said, the mixed, which is really cool, is a mixture. You get 3 each. You get 9 total, so you get 3 each of Weeks, Gast, and Color, or Classic Colorworks. I almost said Color and Cotton. Okay. Next, I have one that actually popped off. It's up here. But we have our Color and Cotton. So this was Enchanted, by the way. But the tag on the top of it broke. So I adore Color and Cotton. I adore Angela. We're in the E's. And let me see if I can spread them out for you so you can see them all at once. This is our palette that we have. I kind of like how they're a little bit more prim or neutral. But we have Espresso, Eucalyptus, Everest, which there is some purple variegation in there too, Faded Denim, Fall Spice. This is one of Michelle Bendy's absolute favorites. She actually, I think, bought them out for a piece. Fairway. Fairy Ring. Fawn. Now we're in the F's. And oh, Emerald City. I went backwards. So that was July's Color and Cotton. I'm still not done yet. And then I had some random orders. I'll do everything besides 1, 2, 3 stitch first. So Michelle posted this after I'd seen it on Etsy from Twin Peak Primitives, and then I was like, all right, I have to get it. Like, it's beautiful. So I bought it. It's a PDF download, and then my daughter has claimed she wants this stitched in her bedroom because, but this is the Twin Peak Santa 2020. Look at him. You can't really see, but like even in his beard and stuff is like stitched a little bit, but he's beautiful. Like, it's a beautiful chart that they did. And my daughter is trying to claim him. And then I saw this online. I believe this is a UK designer. Yep, designed and made in England. Little Dove Designs. This pattern was like $6. It's a PDF download. And it is Little Dove High Street, which looks like this. I don't gravitate towards things like this, but I think this is so cute and pretty. I can't wait to stitch it. So you have a flower shop, a wine shop, a boutique, a cafe, books, and cakes. So that'll be getting stitched. And then I have decided now that I want to stitch a monthly stitch along, but I was toying with what I wanted to do, and then I saw Nell from Little Yellow House Crafts, which I adore her, and I jumped on her bandwagon, and I'm going to be stitching the Prairie Schooler months. So I bought January because it's the only one I couldn't find on 1, 2, 3 stitch. So I started with the beginnings, and this is January, and I'm really excited. They do, I think, need to be a little bit more different colors, like more, this was charted in, when was this printed? Oh, it was only in 2012. So I may change some of the colors around, but I like the thing. So January says, January brings the snow, makes your feet and fingers glow. So I have an idea. They're not that big. I will probably just do a backing and then magnetize them every month. So I'm excited about that. And then my pattern I ordered 2.5 months ago from Stitchery Express came in sometime in July. And that is the Hands-On Design Love My Stitching, which looks like this. I've been eyeing this since it came out originally. You can either make it into a project bag or you can just frame it. And I don't know which one I'm gonna do. I like it on a project bag, but I also like it just framed, so we'll see. Knowing me, will probably change and swap colors around, but that's that. And then the rest is all 1, 2, 3 stitch orders. Yep, I told you guys I was bad this one. I guess anxiety really bad makes me want to stitch. So first I had to buy some DMC 3371. If you guys are a member of the Haid group, then you will know there was a big thing with the new DMC colors 08 and 09 with them not being consistent, especially 08. It seems to be a little bit more purple. Some people seems to be brown, some people seems to be more purple tint. So she is recharting all of her charts that have 08 and 09 in them and substituting them and then emailing everybody that has bought them previously with the substitutions. that is a lot of work on Michelle's part, and it shows you what kind of a person Michelle is. I will continue to support Michelle Sayeda from Heaven and Earth Designs, and she has phenomenal customer service. But Lakeside had a lot of 09 in it, I believe. So she recharted it with 3371. So I just grabbed some 3371 so I can make sure that I have enough. All right, and then let's talk. I bought 4 more patterns. Did I need them? Nope, sure didn't, but I bought them anyway. One is the Americana Panorama by Blue Ribbon Designs, and it looks like this. I have been eyeing this for I can't even tell you how long. It says, the flag waves high, proud and true, over this land of red, white, and blue. You can stitch them individually like ornaments or across. They also have a winter one. I'll be stitching it like this. So I bought that. I bought Ink Circles Metamorphosis. I believe Erin from Two Martini Stitcher is stitching this as well. Mine is not going to be in the called for colors. I have a brilliant idea I'm doing with this. I'm going to tell you about it because I can't not. So there are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's my variegated box? Here. So this is what's really cool about this. I can just pop this off and I have my variegated box. So I'm going to do this all in To Die For cross stitch variegation. So I'm going to do each one a different one. So like, I'll just pull one of each. I think I'm gonna do these 3 for one of them. So like each one of these motifs will be in a different variegated floss. I think it's gonna be cool. We'll have to see. But I'm really stoked about it because I have, in the mini skeins, I have a lot to pick from. Let me grab some I'm looking at. Okay, sorry guys. Pulling out what I'm thinking may work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know. So look at these. Like if I do, not necessarily in this order, but like, and it's gonna be crazy because they're all different variegated, but like I think that would just be really cool. So that's my idea for those. And that was, I liked that pattern for a long time, but as soon as like I started getting the mini skeins, that's what I figured I was gonna do with it. So that's my plan for that. Then I have is it Papillion Creations, Simple Little Quaker, which looks like this. I like this. And it says, live simply so that others may simply live. That'll be getting done. And then last but not least, this is why Susanna had bought some of her, those flosses for me, because I couldn't get them online. I'm gonna have to make copies of this chart, but Julie's gonna laugh at me. I bought Desert Dawn by Carolyn Manning Designs, and this is the one that I love, the coloring on it. I just saw today she's releasing monthly pattern, not monthly, seasonal pattern. So she's gonna have coloring like that for winter, autumn, summer, and spring. And I'll probably be buying those too. But it says full coverage, but I think it'll be awesome. And I don't remember where the other ones are, but the palette on this is actually like really really pretty. So I'm excited. I'm excited. As you can see, there's no fabric because I have in my own stash, I think probably use it just a 20 count, and it's not, I think it's gonna only be like a 10 by 10. That's my haul. I told you I bought a lot this month. All right, so let's talk plans. So I'm gonna switch things up this month. I'm still doing the acrostic by 24 hours of cross stitch, and it is wristwatch for August. However, because it is arbitrary August, from Sarah from Stitch and Mommy originally came up with the name, I am gonna do my wheel, and I'm going to spin my wheel, and I'm going to try and fit whatever project that lands in with my acrostic. And I am still gonna try and do 1,200 on each project. So, let's see. I'm going to spin the wheel. You guys will do it with me for the first time for my first project for August, and we'll figure it out here. Let's do this. So it looks like our first piece that we're going to be working on is Monster March by Glendon and Place. And I already have wrote on here, so it's going to be for the first W. So W is for witch, and there's a witch in this design. So this will be going back downstairs for our first piece, and I will continue to do that. So there's 10 slots in my August acrostic. If I finish it and I have nothing to stitch on, then I'll continue to spin my wheel. There is a new start slot on there as well, and I was gonna do blackout, which is like if you spin it you can't hit it again, but that's not true arbitrary August, so we're just gonna see what this rolls with and go from there. If I do get a new start, I am planning on starting Merry Noel. I also conned Susanna into buying this as well, and that's by Sue Hillis. I'm planning on stitching this on an 18 white opalescent with, I think it's called Bleeding Heart by Threadworks. So my first time I get a new start, this is what I'll be starting, and then we will go from there. I also need to finish my Country Cottage Needleworks monthly ones or seasonal ones. All I have left to do is autumn. So this is actually one that I'm still waiting on to come in, because I bought the fabrics and stuff that I'm gonna do in the background and then just put these on. Actually they'll be attached because each pattern has a different background. So those are coming in from 123 Stitch, as well as the sticky board. So that needs to be started at some point, but yeah, that's it, y'all. It's been a long video. Thanks for hanging in with me. I had lots of things I worked on this month and lots of haul. I'm hoping August will put the reins on. I do want to buy the DMC for another full coverage of mine, but we'll see, because I kind of feel bad. But I don't in a way, because I consider some of them my anniversary presents, right? Yeah. So that's going to be all from me. I'm going to put this away. If you want to see a storage video, let me know. Yeah, that's pretty much it from me, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this, upload this, and I will see you guys later. Bye.